Hello, welcome back to the Academic Society. Today I thought I'd do a day in my life. It's actually a Saturday, and normally I rest on Saturdays, except once a month I have a planning session with the grad students in my focus program, and then I kind of like to stack my day and do a few more Academic Society things. So, sorry, that's my printer that I just installed just now. So today I'm going to do the planning session. I need to film a couple videos, and then I need to write at least 2 chapters of my book. I know many of you may already be familiar, but I wrote a book called #GRADBOSS, a grad school survival guide years ago, back in 2019 or maybe even 18. And it's time for a refresh. So I'm writing the second edition of the book. I'm about 7 or 8 chapters in out of 15, and I really want to finish it by the end of the month. So if you're interested in what I'm doing today, join me as I get some work done and meet with some grad students. All right, so my normal platform that I use for these planning sessions has been acting up, so I'm going back to boring Zoom. That means I need to download my slides. So I'm downloading my slides, and then I'm gonna join the Zoom in about 3 minutes. We're about to, well, my email goes out in 3 minutes. It says that we're about to get started, and then people start joining. So let me do that and get ready. I'm ready for the planning session. While I wait for everyone to join me, I will share what we do in this planning session. This is where we celebrate our wins from the past month and set or reset goals for the semester that we want to make progress on in the upcoming month. We go through my project management for academics framework. We map everything out and get super organized, and then we plan our daily structure. And that's what we do during these planning sessions, and it's always so nice to be around others who are thinking and doing similar things and listening to the types of goals that they are setting. And it helps you become more realistic and set the right goals for your stage of academia. So I'm excited to join my students. Oh, someone just joined. Oh, so here we go. Thank you so much. Okay, so our planning session was awesome. There were 3 grad students that showed up, and they had such a great time. I love at the end to see their face and they feel like, oh my goodness, this was so helpful. I really needed to just talk this out and plan this out. I don't know why I don't promote these focus planning sessions more. I absolutely should, because they're super valuable. Also, they're fun. You get to meet other grad students who are, doing grad school the way that I talk about doing grad school, not in a super stressful, overwhelming burnout way. So yeah, great time. I was just fiddling with my printer because I want to do something really cool for my other YouTube channel and fill in this worksheet that I created. And for some reason, I can't get my computer to print it in color. I don't know. I'm just gonna move forward imperfectly like I always teach to do. There's no need to wait for it to be perfect. It's better for it to be out. And I can update it later if I want to. So it's done. Let me actually show you what the document looks like in color, because it's really pretty. I love green. So green is one of my brand colors for my other brand. And this is the part you fill in. So the instructions are on the first page, fill in on the second page, and yeah, the computer failed me because this is boring black and white. But anyway, it's okay. I am now going to get ready to do my video. So I'm gonna put on some makeup, put on a real shirt, look a little cute, and then I got my bullet points. Let me find them. I got my bullet points on my iPad that I use to just check in as I'm filming the video. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done next. All right, my video is filmed. I think it came out really well. I like that I was able to share the worksheet while I was writing. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video if you want to check it out on my other channel. But now I need to get to writing my book. So I wrote a book years ago, #GRADBOSS, a grad school survival guide. At this point, I have shared so much more information, and I know so much more from working with the grad students that I've been working with, having planning sessions with them. I understand their struggles even more. So I was like, it is absolutely time for a refresh. of the book. So I am writing the second edition of #GradBoss, and I've gotten started and I just really need to finish it up. So the previous book had 10 chapters and they weren't necessarily organized in the way that I will organize them now. I basically reached out to my group of grad students that I work with in my community and asked them, what do you wish you had known about grad school before you started, like about how to survive grad school? And I got about 10 responses, and each of those 10 responses became a chapter in the book. Now I'm doing a revamp, reorganizing it, making a bit more, giving it more flow and cohesion. So it's moved from a 10 chapter book to a 15 chapter book. So let me give you a preview of what is all in the book now. First draft of my book is just in a Google Doc right now. I'm just getting the words on the page and then I will format it and make it look more like a book. But first, I pulled the testimonials from the previous book and I was like, that might be nice to add in here. We got our table of contents. I wrote a letter to grad students, how to use this book. And often what I've noticed is when I've gone to speak at universities, the organizer of the event will often purchase my book for the attendees. And so I wanted to make it super easy to like use this book as like curriculum or as part of an organization's like reading list. So I put a note for educators and mentors in here, what it means to be a #GradBoss, and then we're into the book. All right, so I have gotten through the first two parts and I started the third, but the first part is about owning your experience. I always talk about how it's so important to make grad school your own and not just let grad school happen to you. So the first part is all about building confidence, figuring out your identity so you don't lose yourself when you are in grad school. We also talk about imposter syndrome and belonging in here too. In part two, it's more about planning. This is where we get into the organization, time management thing. So creating systems that reduce overwhelm and actually work for your life, not just for grad school, but actually for you as a person. And then we get into getting stuff done. So this is the productivity section. So that's what I'm working on now. And then the fourth section is how to live your life while you're in grad school. Because when you're in grad school, you are a real person, a whole person, not just a grad student. So it's really important, like as a grad boss, this is someone who isn't just living for grad school. Life is still going on and you're experiencing it. And mostly how you can do that and still be a successful grad student at the same time. And then finally, the last part is, okay, what do you do when things get hard? Because it will. Failure is absolutely part of the process of grad school. How do you handle that? How do you overcome it? How do you keep going forward? And then, okay, then when grad school is over, what do you do? All right, grad school is not your whole life. So like, let's make sure that you are building a life for yourself while you're in grad school. And then I have some like bonus resources. I haven't decided if all of these will be in here. This is just my thought process. But yeah, here's what we have. So we got my letter, how to use the book, a note, what it means to be a grad boss. And then we actually get into the chapters. So let me go see where I left off. Let me move this. Okay. I did get to chapter 7. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to read through it just to make sure this is the final draft of, I think I remember. I even have like student voices. So I actually interviewed some students in here. So that's one thing I'm excited about in this book. It's not just my voice in here. It's also the voice of students as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This looks good. I think I finished chapter 7. So I am now on chapter 8. I'm going to reread chapter 7 just to make sure I'm good to go there. And then I will get to writing chapter 8. Luckily, I do have my first book, so I'm not actually writing from scratch. Okay, I like to read out loud to like review what I've written. This is still the first draft, but I still read each chapter out loud just to make sure it sounds like me. I don't know, I just really don't want the book to sound like stuffy and too academic. I want it to sound like a real person. I want it to sound like me giving my advice, and I really liked this section. I'm gonna share it with you. It's just like a sneak preview of the book, but it's on the myth of academic discipline. It's like what everyone thinks it should look like as a serious grad student and like why that's a myth. So let me share that with you. Here's what it says. There's this unspoken assumption in grad school that if you really cared, you'd be productive. That if you were smart enough, committed enough, or passionate enough, you'd be working 12-hour days in a flurry of papers and breakthroughs. But that's not how productivity works, especially for high achievers dealing with overwhelm, perfectionism, or imposter syndrome. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things at the right time with the right mindset and structure to support you. And that's exactly what this method is designed to help you do. So this is about my productivity accelerator method. Okay, what do you think? This is your chance to give feedback before I publish it. Does that sound good? Does it sound like me? I feel like it's sounding like me, and I feel really, really good. Because often, you know, when you type, you kind of don't sound that much like you. You're like too like academic. So I really wanted to feel like me. So I'm just like double checking to make sure everything feels like me. And also I got a great idea for my TikTok. I think I'm just gonna make that an author profile for me and my book. And I could do like scenes of students studying where I voice over portions of my book. I was like, that could be a cool way to market the book. Okay, anyway, let me finish proofreading this, and then my goal is 2 more chapters. Okay, I am officially done working for the day. It's Saturday, that's enough work. It's currently 4:30 p.m., more than enough time to hang out with my family, have a movie night, do whatever our plans are for the night. But I got my 2 chapters done. The most recent one I wrote was about working from home and how to like cultivate a space to be productive while also maintaining like that home feeling. Like you don't want your home to feel like an office, but you want to carve out space in your home where you know that when you go there, you're productive. So I hope that this was an enjoyable video for you. This was just a Saturday where I'm doing academic society work. I will let you know when my book is out. If you want to know immediately, definitely join my email list. I'll email them first when the book is out, and then I'll put out a YouTube video. So I'm excited to be done, but I have like 6 more chapters left. So hopefully I can finish in the next couple of weeks. I'll be so happy to do that. All right, I will chat with you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.